look, you better take a picture because you won't see this for too long. But this is a part of a very special day here, okay? Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys beat up my Eagles, right, on Sunday. I'm taking this off now because this is what it's all about right here. Check these out, okay? Baylor Scott White dropped these off for us today. Megan Snipes is actually in the building. If I have to break glass and get to her for emergency, she can provide us with information. But this is it. My Cause, My Cleats. The initiative every year, fourth year, by the way, NFL players have been part of the My Cause, My Cleats initiative. And, you know, the idea is it's about early detection. And that is a huge part of, obviously, the fight in cancer is like taking care of ourselves, right? And the folks at Baylor Scott White are encouraging us or reminding us that even if you feel like some kind of way physically, like go and get it checked out. You see these guys right here. Now, this is tough to see. And it doesn't even matter that you can't see them. The idea is these are like tiny little versions of these amazing cleats, right? And the idea is you can keep your threat small if you go early for early detection. Am I correct, Megan?
That's right.
That's right. There she is, Megan Snipes.
Find
She's in
it small.
studio. I was like trying to get her to hold here. Here are the little ones. Okay. How cool is this? Okay. I mean, look at that. Thanks, Scotty. Great job.
Hand painted, right?
Hand painted, Megan says. Right. But this is a 3D version.
3D
too.
printed, hand painted.
Unbelievable. Thanks, Scotty. And here are these are the cleats that Dak wore. He actually put these up the rear end of my Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday, which, by the way, I can live. If there's one Cowboys victory I can live with, it is that one. But, you know, these are – so this is – by the way, they're Jordans if you can't see. I didn't even notice that. They're Jordan cleats. And closer look, right, is on the back. And the closer look is let's get a closer look at detection. And what is – Megan, there is like if you go to Baylor Scott and White and you go to get your detection, like, can you tell me a little bit more about – I mean, not that anybody needs any more incentive, but there are, you know, bonuses to going and getting yourself checked out.
Yeah. So right now, if you go to bswhealth.com/get screened, you can take an assessment to see your risk of cancer. And if you take that quiz, you're also entered to win a pair of those itty bitty mini cleats.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, these are quite amazing. And I'll tell you what we're going to do too is if you're watching this online right now, because that's a lot of our show is consumed by that, just go to the show notes and we will have that link for you there. So you can go ahead and work and get started and get ahead of schedule on, you know, getting tested. Look, I'm not going to get too melancholy or whatever, but, you know, my brother Kevin lost his life. The guy right here surfing, he's still surfing for us, but he lost his life to skin cancer. And, you know, the detection could have come a little earlier. His wife noticed something on his back. And, you know, it took him, you know, and that's what cancer does. And, you know, I feel like through his legacy, you know, I am so moved to share, you know, stuff like this because like the fight is underway and it's still ongoing. And like, there are opportunities all over for us to fight back. Right. And to get started doing our thing. And the folks at Baylor Scott and White are like making it easy for us to get this stuff checked out. And, you know, to see these cleats on Sunday all over the NFL too, not just Dak Prescott. It's really, really a special deal to see the support and the numbers behind it. But like, there's no fight if we're not participating. Right. So we've got to go get ourselves checked out. And Megan, anything else about the My Cause, My Cleats initiative that you were able to glean over the past week? Again, because it's the fourth. By the way, do they always do it when the Cowboys are on Monday night?
No, it's not always Monday night.
Second year in a row, though, right?
It was Sunday. The game was Sunday.
It was Sunday. That's right. I'm sorry, my bad. But it was Monday 2 years ago. If that's any help. But yeah, anything else about this amazing initiative that, you know, Baylor Scott and White is helping push forward?
I would just again encourage people, hey, get to know your body, go to your annual screening, see your doctor, take the upper hand when it comes to your health. Yeah,
I mean, and that's it. Like, especially look, I'm no spring chicken over here anymore, right? So it's more Megan. You guys couldn't.
I mean, I just had to agree.
There's a real serious head nod going on over there that might have been a little extra. Okay, but no, it is. It really is. I feel like we're all in this together. But again, we have got to do our part to get screened. And these tiny cleats, I'm going to read some of the stuff. Now, these are 3D printed. We talked about this, but I want to get some details. And hand painted, the exact replicas of the full cleats that Dak wore when the Cowboys beat the Eagles on Sunday. That is so cool. And now, at first glance, I'm just going to give you guys more info. At first glance, right, you look at this and you're just not sure, right? Like there may appear there's no signs or symptoms of cancer, but if you take a closer look at the screenings, you may uncover cancer earlier, right? And when it's detectable and you can get the fight going. So, and this, by the way, doesn't stop at us right here. It's like, old school, tell a friend to tell a friend. Like literally, we can carry the message ourselves and be a part of the solution for our friends and family. So we don't have to deal with some of the tragedy that we can battle. And well, how about Dak? Do you think his new wife designed these? Maybe a little bit, right?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure.
They're a power couple. When they beat, by the way, the Cowboys are becoming like the best story in the NFL. After the tragedy around Marshawn Kneeland, then it's like, they win against the Raiders, then they win against the Eagles. And now they're on a roll going into Thanksgiving. So if there's ever a time I can tolerate the Cowboys, it's now, I guess. But awesome cause. Megan Snipes and the folks at Baylor Scott White, thank you so much for dropping these off. If these didn't have cleats on them, I would wear them, like the spikes at the bottom, but if I wore them, I would just be more awkward than I already am. So I'm going to leave them right here. So I'm not ice skating around building lobbies today. But Megan Snipes, Baylor Scott White, thank you so much. My Cause, My Cleats, the initiative. We've got all the stuff and the link in the show notes where you can work on your early detection and maybe help some folks from your family, right? Work on doing the same thing, and also friends. It doesn't stop there. So Megan, thank you so much. Good stuff. It's enough of that. Pete Souza Show. We'll be back after that.